are listening to Real Estate Insiders Radio, featuring successful real estate insiders, influencers, and trendsetters sharing proven tips and strategies to help you navigate the complex world of real estate right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode. I'm your host, Richard Kai Mosca. Today, our guest is Nelson Gonzalez. Nelson is Senior Vice President of EWM Realty International and number one realtor in Miami-Dade County for the year 2015. Nelson has sold over $1 billion in luxury real estate throughout his career, spanning 25 plus years. He helps luxury home buyers and sellers sell, invest, and purchase high-end waterfront properties in Miami Beach. Welcome to the show, Nelson.
Thank you, Rick. Hope you're well.
I'm very good. Thank you so much. All right. Now, Nelson, to begin, could you tell our audience what led you into real estate? Was it something you always knew you wanted to do, or did you just happen to stumble into it?
Frankly speaking, I did sort of stumble into it a little bit, but backing up a little bit, my father, when I was a kid, used to buy and sell land, mostly raw land, and I used to just sort of tag along, and so I had a little bit of interest in it, and I knew at some point in my life I wanted to get into it, but the way I came to the beach was I was introduced to a company at the time was Wimbish Realty, and came to the beach and had set up an interview, and as soon as I opened the door to the office, something just clicked and said, this is it. This is what I want to do. So sold a house the first week, and the rest is history.
Great. Now, if I'm correct, you specialize in high-end waterfront homes and condos in Miami Beach. So could you tell our audience how you help your clients when it comes to buying and selling of these luxury properties?
First and foremost, I listen intently to their needs, and then we go from there. I ask them many questions about their family, if they're boaters, size of the boat, if they're looking for something in perfect moving condition, or will they do work to a house. I just ask them a battery of questions. And depending on how they answer my questions, I sort of try to guide them, and I always try to place them in the best possible position for the future, because they are generally thinking about immediate, and I try to look into the future a little bit. If they have, let's say, for example, a growing family, they have, one or two children, and they're planning on having 2 or 3 or 4 children. So I look at the crystal ball in the future and try to put them in the best possible position today for the future.
Yeah, that sounds great. So in other words, you take more of a personal interest and a long-term vision when dealing with your clients.
Absolutely. In my 25 plus years in real estate, I'm still in touch with the very first person I've ever sold a house to. And I've number one, they've recommended many clients to me, and I've also sold them personally. I mean, I've several, or many actually, clients I've sold many properties to, whether their needs change or situations change, and so they stay with me for many years, and then of course they refer me clients as well.
Great. And can you talk about what personal attributes, traits, or qualities do you think have contributed the most to your success, and how did you develop these?
Number one is trust. I try to develop a rapport with the buyer or the seller, and because I've been doing this for quite some time, basically I try to, I have a lot of knowledge. I educate them. I try to keep them basically in the loop of everything. And at the end of the day, they trust me to advise them to make the right decision, either now or down the road. So I would say trust is the number one attribute trade quality that I have.
That sounds good. Now, it seems with any level of success, there will always be some adversity and hurdles that will pop up. So please share, what were some of the major adversities and trials you had to overcome to achieve your goals?
The adversities or trials and tribulations are basically with the changing market conditions. So I think, you just have to, again, going back to that crystal ball, and nobody really has a crystal ball, but you can, we as a company and myself, we track the market and try to look a little bit into the future as much as possible to see if we can somehow see where the market is going. And we can only do that from looking into the past and see where the market has been, and see any undulations in the market and try to predict a little bit into the future, and try to, guide the clients towards their goal, whatever that may be.
Oh, that sounds really good. Now, did you have any roadblocks though that put a major damper on how you tried to deal with your clients and talking to these potential buyers and sellers? Well,
as you know, life has many obstacles and changes. So, things change over time, and any obstacles that we may have had, we try to adjust with any market changes or people's. Keep in mind, this residential real estate is a very, very personal purchase for someone. So it really sort of comes from the heart, and someone, has to love a house, and it's got to work for them. So we just try to sort of adjust and again, studying the market and knowing the market extremely, extremely well. I've had situations where we've had, 5 or 6 appointments set up, and then, by the third appointment, the client changes, and we have to sort of adjust with them midstream. And I call my office and speak to my assistant, and we change the appointments, and we try to get them into a little bit more of what they're looking for.
Oh, okay. So what kept you going despite these obstacles? Why didn't you give up? Was it just your nature, your personality, your business ethic? What kept you going? Why didn't you give up? I'm a very driven person, and I don't ever give up on anything. And maybe it's from my sports background back when I was a kid and in high school and college. But I'm very, very competitive and very driven. And in this business, especially the best part of my business is negotiating deals. And that's something that I absolutely love and have a passion for. And so when we're negotiating deals and when these deals are quite large in the multi-million-dollar level, they're very, very challenging. And that's the part that I really love. So, I don't give up on deals, and we just try to, again, adjust to any, changing negotiations and that sort of thing. But I don't really let anybody sleep until the deal is absolutely done. Okay. I can feel the passion. I can hear it in your voice. So I know why you're successful. Now, could you let our listeners know in a little bit in depth on this one, what do you think is the biggest misconception or myth that people have about purchasing or selling a luxury home?
That this business is easy, or staying successful in this business over the long run is easy. This is, I guess, many jobs or careers and that sort of thing are the misconception is basically that this job is easy. You just show a property and basically they buy it and it's over. That's wrong. I mean, there's so much behind the scenes, follow up and follow up with, the easy part is getting it to contract. The hardest part is getting it from contract to closing, because there's so many moving parts in reference to inspections, surveys, dealing with lawyers, dealing with the buyers, dealing with different personalities of the buyers and the sellers. So this is not an easy business. This is a 24/7 business, and it's something that you just have to stay on top of and and basically just stay on top of all the time until the deal is done.
That sounds great. Now, it's interesting. So tell me, now what do you feel is the best way you market yourself as a real estate professional for continual growth?
Basically results. At the end of the day, this is a very, very result oriented business. And I've had fairly good success over the years, and I let people know that I've had success, and of course, my reputation is of being very fair and honest, and basically, people know that, and word of mouth, and it's in the realtor community, and it's in the Miami and Miami Beach community as well. So that's basically it. It's results, and I get it.
Sounds good. Now, this has been all great information. Now, let me ask you, how can someone who needs a real estate agent find out more about you and how you can help?
My website, which is nelsongonzalez.com. All my information is there, or they can swing by my office on Miami Beach on Arthur Godfrey Road. I'm here, unfortunately, till late hours in the evening sometimes, but nelsongonzalez.com has all my information.
That sounds good. So I guess being a real estate agent is a 24/7 job. You gotta love it, and you gotta have passion to be good at it.
Absolutely, and I think that really separates the successful ones from the not successful ones. I mean, I've been doing this for over 25 years already, and I wake up in the morning and I look forward to going to work every single morning. So I love what I do with a passion, and I have 3 children, and I tell them the same thing. In life, you have to love what you do, or you'll get bored, and you'll end up hating something. But so whatever you get into, love what you do, and you will be successful. And money's not always the greatest motivator. It isn't to me. I mean, I have to love what you do every single day in order to be successful, and success will just come.
I guess doing business in Miami Beach is quite, that helps you get motivated to get up every day. I mean, you get some great views there, you get some great properties, and I'm sure that is one of the things that keeps you going. Am I correct on that?
You're absolutely correct. We live in paradise here, and we have great weather and sun pretty much all the time, and we're a very, very international community also, so we meet incredible people from all around the world all the time. So, it's like you're on vacation every day.
That's the only way to work. Okay, Nelson, this has been a very enlightening interview, and I'd like to personally thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to share your real estate experiences and knowledge with our listeners.
It's been my pleasure, and thank you so much for having me.
Okay, and hopefully have you on again soon, Nelson. How's that sound?
Thank you. All right. Good luck in the future.
Thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, Nelson. Until our next show, have a great day, and I look forward to talking to you soon. This is Richard Kai Mosca.
This has been another episode of Real Estate Insiders Radio. To hear all episodes featuring our hand-picked real estate insiders, visit us online at realestateinsidersradio.com.